Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty fascinating. The idea of building a really successful YouTube Shorts channel using, well, entirely AI-generated content.
Yeah, what really caught our eye was this specific example, a channel that apparently pulled it off. We're talking over 4 million subscribers, 1.5 billion views,
hmm
all using AI.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. And the money side, reportedly around $300,000 in just 1 month from that channel.
Huge numbers.
So what we want to do today is really dig into the strategy. There's a YouTube video out there claiming to have the blueprint for how you might replicate this.
Right, using AI tools for pretty much everything, creating the channel, the videos, growing it. It suggests a way to potentially earn, significant income with maybe less traditional effort.
Now, I know what some people might be thinking. Serious money from YouTube Shorts, really. And that's a fair question historically.
Definitely. There was that time when the RPM, the revenue per thousand views on Shorts was just tiny, almost
Yeah.
seemed pointless for monetization.
Exactly. Back in, 2022, it was hovering around 2 cents per thousand views. Just,
Yeah.
yeah, not much.
But things have really shifted. YouTube changed how Shorts monetization works.
Big time.
And that RPM has jumped up quite a bit. Our source mentioned figures like 60 cents. That completely changes the game.
Totally. And even if you're more conservative, say 30 cents RPM, well, with over 1 billion views a month, like that example channel, the potential earnings are suddenly very, very real.
Yeah, it becomes a serious proposition.
So our mission for this deep dive is to unpack the steps, the specific AI tools involved, based on what our source laid out.
Okay, so where do we start? Step one, according to the blueprint, is actually creating the channel itself, getting the branding right, using AI to help.
Makes sense. You need that foundation.
Exactly. So the source suggests using ChatGPT first to brainstorm channel names. Let's say you pick the animal adventure niche, right?
Okay.
You can literally just ask ChatGPT something like, give me a list of channel name ideas based on the animal adventure niche.
And it'll just spit out a bunch of options.
Yeah, usually pretty relevant and catchy ones too. Once you've picked a name you like,
Yeah.
next up is the channel description. And you want that optimized for search, SEO.
Right. So people can actually find your channel on YouTube.
Precisely. And again, ChatGPT can handle this. You'd use a prompt, maybe create an SEO optimized channel description, and then you'd probably add your chosen channel name into that prompt so it's tailored.
Smart. So it includes the right keywords and tells YouTube what the channel's about.
Exactly. Our source even points out that these example prompts are apparently available on a Telegram channel, which makes it pretty easy to follow along if you wanted to try this.
Okay. Description done. What about the look? The logo?
Right. Visual identity. This involves two tools working together, ChatGPT and another AI called Leonardo AI.
How does that work?
First, you go back to ChatGPT and ask it to generate a prompt for a logo. Something like, create a logo image prompt for an animal adventure-themed YouTube channel.
So ChatGPT tells another AI what kind of image to make.
Basically, yeah, you copy that prompt from ChatGPT. Then you head over to Leonardo AI. It's an AI specifically for making images from text.
Got it.
Inside Leonardo AI, you find the text-to-image feature. And crucially, for a logo, you set the dimensions to 1.1 square.
Okay, square ratio. Makes sense for a profile pic.
Yeah. And the source recommends using the Leonardo Phoenix model for this specific task. Then you just paste that prompt you got from ChatGPT into Leonardo AI, hit generate.
And presto, a logo appears.
Well, usually a few options appear. You look through them, pick the one you like best, and just download it.
Nice. Okay, so we've got a name, a description, a logo, all AI assisted.
Yep. Then you just do the standard YouTube channel setup,
Hmm.
paste in the name, the description, upload your shiny new logo, pick a unique handle for your channel. It's the usual process, but AI help make sure everything's kind of professional and optimized right from the start.
Okay, channel created, looking good. What's next in this AI master plan?
All right, the next big piece is figuring out what videos to actually make. You need ideas.
Good ideas, presumably. Ones that might actually get views.
Exactly. And the strategy here is pretty clever, actually. It's about looking at what's already working well in your niche.
So, spying on the competition.
Sort of, yeah. You find another channel doing similar stuff, sticking with her animal adventure example, and you look at their most popular videos, the ones with tons of views.
Okay. See what hits big.
Right. The idea is you copy the details from those top videos, especially the titles, maybe descriptions and tags too, if you can grab them.
Okay, grab that info, then what?
Then you take all that info back to ChatGPT. To clean it up, you can use a prompt like export only the video titles. Just gets you a neat list.
Makes sense.
Now here's the key part. You don't just copy those exact video ideas. That's a bad move.
Right, don't plagiarize.
Exactly. You use that list purely as inspiration. You ask ChatGPT something like, give me a list of highly viral video ideas based on the ones you just imported.
Ah, so you're using the successful videos to train the AI on what works and then asking it for new original ideas in that same vein?
Precisely. It analyzes the themes, the patterns in those successful titles, and suggests fresh angles that hopefully have that viral potential.
That's pretty smart. Okay, so channel's branded. We've got a list of potentially great video ideas. How do we actually make the videos,
Yeah.
especially the shorts?
Right, the creation part. This is where, according to the source, AI can save a ton of time. They introduce a tool called VexSub.
VexSub.
Never heard of it. Yeah, apparently it's designed specifically to take a video idea, like one of those titles we just generated, and turn it into a full video automatically, in minutes.
Seriously, how?
Well, inside VexSub, you'd select Create a Video, then choose Text to Video. And importantly for us, you pick the vertical format for shorts.
Okay, vertical format, got it.
Now, VexSub has an option for an AI narrator, a voiceover. But the specific method we're exploring actually suggests disabling that.
Oh, no voiceover. Why is that?
The source doesn't explicitly say why for this method, but maybe it's to keep it purely visual or rely on music and text. VexSub does have different AI voices, if you wanted one, though. They mention a Joanne voice as sounding quite natural.
Okay, so no voiceover for this strategy. Then how does it build the video?
This is the really interesting bit. You take one of your video ideas, just the title, copy it.
The one ChatGPT gave us?
Yeah, and you paste that title directly into VexSub's prompt section. And apparently, VexSub doesn't just read the title out loud or anything. It generates a unique script based on that title. And the claim is it sounds pretty natural, not robotic.
Wow, okay, so it writes a script from just a title.
Seems like it. Then you choose the visual style. VexSub has different image models. And for that realistic animal adventure look, the source recommends the realistic V2 style.
Right, keep the visuals consistent.
Exactly. After that, you just hit Start Generation. And VexSub apparently does the rest, finds relevant visuals, edits them together based on the script it wrote, even adds background music.
And this takes how long?
The claim is about 5 minutes.
5 minutes for a whole short, scripted, edited, with visuals and music.
That's what the source says. Pretty wild if it works that smoothly.
Okay, let's say it generates the video. Is that it? Or can you tweak it?
Oh yeah. There are post-generation editing options. It makes a thumbnail automatically, but you can upload your own if you want.
Good. Custom thumbnails are usually better.
Agreed. You can also apparently edit individual images within the video using AI. Like if one picture isn't quite right, you can regenerate it by tweaking the original prompt for that scene.
That's handy. What about the audio?
Music is added automatically, but you can change the volume, upload your own track, or pick something else from VexSub's stock library.
And subtitles. Shorts often have subtitles.
Yep, VexSub generates those too, and you can customize how they look. They mention a VexSub style as an example. You can also add transitions between the images or scenes, like a simple fade, and there's even an option for a subtle, relaxing video background effect.
Okay, seems quite comprehensive for an automated tool.
It does. Once you're happy with it, you just export the video from VexSub.
Yeah.
And you can download both the final video file and that thumbnail it generated.
All right, so video created in maybe 5-10 minutes using AI. What's the final step before it goes live? Uploading, right?
Exactly. Uploading and optimizing it on YouTube itself using YouTube Studio.
Standard procedure there.
Pretty much. First, you need that video title again. You grab the one VexSub used or generated and just paste that into the title field on YouTube.
Simple enough. What about descriptions and tags?
The description isn't explicitly mentioned again here, but tags are highlighted as really important for discovery.
Right, tags help YouTube categorize the video. How do you get good tags for an AI video?
The strategy is similar to how we got the video ideas. You look at those really popular high engagement channels in your niche again.
Back to the successful channels.
Yeah. You check out their popular videos and you copy the tags they're using.
Okay, copy the tags. Then what?
Here's the slightly unusual instruction from the source. Paste those copied tags right next to your video title in the YouTube upload settings.
Wait, not in the dedicated tag section, right in the title field?
That's what the source claims, yeah.
Yeah.
Pasting them next to the title. It sounds weird, but the suggestion is that it's highly effective in helping YouTube understand the video's topic and audience.
Huh. Okay, interesting tactic. Anything else for uploading?
Just the standard stuff, really. Mark it as not made for kids, set the visibility to public, and hit publish.
And boom, AI-generated short is out there.
That's the VecSub method, basically.
Now, you mentioned VexUp is a paid tool. What if someone wants to try this, but, without spending money on software? Is there a free route?
Yes, absolutely. That's the second method the source outlines doing this, using only free AI tools.
Oh.
Definitely sounds like it involves more steps, more manual work.
More elbow grease, less cost. Makes sense. How does that work?
It starts with ChatGPT again, but the approach to generating the content is different. Instead of just getting video titles, the idea here is to generate a whole batch of image prompts, maybe around 15 of them all, based on one unique animal story.
So generating the visual scenes for a story first.
Exactly. The source mentions using a specific massive prompt in ChatGPT for this. The goal of this prompt is apparently to create a completely new story, broken down scene by scene into these image prompts every single time you run it.
A unique story for every video. That's ambitious.
It sounds like it, yeah. Aims for total originality each time. And again, this massive prompt is supposedly on that Telegram channel mentioned earlier.
Okay, so ChatGPT gives you, say, 15 image prompts for one story. Then what?
Yeah, then you need to actually create those images. For the free method, the recommended tool is PicLumen, another AI image generator, but this one's free.
PicLumen. Got it.
In PicLumen, same deal as before for format. Set the aspect ratio to 9.16 for shorts. And the force suggests using the PicLumen Realistic V2 model to keep that consistent visual style.
Okay, 9.16. Realistic model.
Then there's a bit more manual.
Yeah.
You take your first image prompt from ChatGPT, paste it into PicLumen, generate the image, and download it. Then you take the second prompt, paste, generate, download. Repeat for all 15 prompts.
So you end up with 15 still images that tell your story.
Exactly. Download each one. Now, still images aren't super engaging for shorts usually, so the next step is animation.
Ah, making them move. How do you do that for free?
Back to ChatGPT first. You need animation prompts now, one for each image you just created. You ask ChatGPT to generate these based on the story and the images. The source notes this might take a bit longer, as animation prompts are apparently more complex.
Okay, so now we have 15 images and 15 corresponding animation prompts.
Correct. Now for the free animation tool, Kling AI.
Kling AI, another new one.
Yeah. This tool specifically animates still images using AI prompts. So you upload your first image to Kling AI.
Okay.
Then you copy the animation prompt that ChatGPT created for that specific image and paste that into Kling AI. Hit generate.
And it animates the picture based on the prompt.
That's the idea. The source mentions the free version might take a few minutes per image, so you'll need some patience here. Once it's done, you download the resulting short animated video clip.
And then repeat that 14 more times.
Yep. Upload image 2, paste animation prompt 2, generate, download,
Okay.
all the way through your 15 images.
Okay, that definitely sounds like more work than the VexUp method.
For sure. More time consuming, but potentially free. So at the end of this stage, you've got a collection of short animated video clips that make up your story.
Right. But still no sound, right?
Correct. Next step is adding audio, background music, and sound effects. For this, the source recommends a free resource website called Pixabay.
Oh yeah, Pixabay is great for free stock photos and videos. They do audio too.
Apparently so. Royalty-free music and sound effects. You can search for something like adventure music to find a background track that fits your animal theme. Listen to a few, download one you like.
And sound effects.
Same deal. Think about what's happening in your story. Is there a dog barking? A cat meowing? Search for dog bark, cat meow, whatever's relevant. Download a few options for each scene to add some life.
Okay, so now we have animated clips, background music, and sound effects. All free. What's the final assembly stage?
Putting it all together. For this, the recommended free tool is CapCut.
CapCut. That's super popular, especially for mobile editing, but works on desktop too, right?
Exactly. Very user-friendly and free. So you open CapCut and you import everything you've gathered, all those animated video clips, your music track, your sound effect.
Get all the pieces into the editor.
Right. Then you drag the video clips onto the timeline in the correct sequence to tell your story.
Now, what about watermarks? Sometimes free tools add those.
Good point. The source mentions this for CapCut. The workaround is usually to select each clip on the timeline and just scale it up slightly, maybe to 110%. This zooms in a tiny bit, effectively cropping out any watermark that might be lurking at the edge. You need to do that for every clip.
Okay, a bit fiddly, but doable. What else in CapCut?
To keep the pace snappy for shorts, you might want to trim each clip down slightly. Just make them a little shorter to increase engagement. But you still want the total video length to be over a minute, ideally for monetization purposes.
Right, that 1 minute mark can be important.
Then, transitions. To make it flow nicely between clips, you add transitions. CapCut have a bunch of free ones. Just drag something like a black fade or mix between your clips on the timeline.
Smooths it out. Good.
Now to the sound design. You drag your sound effects onto the timeline, placing them where they match the action in the video. You'll need to adjust the volume for each one, maybe trim them, add little fade-ins or fade-outs so they blend well.
Make it sound more immersive.
Yeah. Then you add your background music track, usually on a layer below everything else. Crucially, lower its volume quite a bit so it doesn't overpower the sound effects or any potential, though not used here, voiceover. Trim the music to match the video length, and add a fade-in at the start and a fade-out at the end.
Standard audio mixing stuff.
Pretty much. Once everything's laid out, video clips, transitions, sound effects, music, CapCut lets you create a compound clip. This basically bundles everything together into one single clip on the timeline.
Makes it easier to handle.
Yeah. And then, as a final touch, you can add a fade-in animation right at the beginning of that compound clip and a fade-out right at the end. Gives a nice professional start and finish.
Cool. And then export.
Yep. Final step in CapCut is exporting. Recommended settings are 1080p resolution and 60 frames per second, FPS, for good quality and smoothness.
And once that video file is exported,
the upload process to YouTube is exactly the same as we talked about before. Title, paste those tags next to the title, not for kids. Public, publish.
got it. So 2 distinct paths laid out here.
Exactly. We've covered 2 potential methods based on the source material. Method 1 uses a paid tool, VexSub, aiming for speed and convenience.
Right, potentially making a short in just a few minutes.
And method 2 uses only free AI tools, ChatGPT, PicLumen, Kling AI, Pixabay, CapCut. It achieves a similar goal, but requires more steps, more time, more hands-on effort.
But costs nothing in terms of software.
Precisely. Both routes, using that animal adventure niche as the example, offer a kind of blueprint for potentially building a successful, maybe even monetizable YouTube Shorts channel using AI. And the barrier to entry in terms of needing traditional video skills seems pretty low.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It really lowers the bar for content creation in some ways.
It does. But regardless of which method you might lean towards, the source implicitly suggests, and it's generally true for YouTube, that consistency is key.
Posting regularly, you mean?
Yeah. Daily posting is possible for Shorts. Also constantly looking at how your videos perform, what's working, what's not, and adapting, and just perseverance.
Sticking with it. Building a channel takes time, even with AI shortcuts.
Absolutely. It's not usually an overnight success thing. It requires patience and ongoing effort.
So, as a final thought for everyone listening, maybe consider which of these approaches, the paid fast track or the free DIY route, might align better with your own resources, your time, your goals.
Yeah, and maybe think bigger too. We focused on the animal niche example, but where else could these AI tools be applied? What other kinds of channels or short-form content could you create using these techniques?
Definitely something to mull over. The possibilities seem pretty wide open right now. Thanks for exploring this deep dive with us today.